Hi, I'm designer Jen Gallacher. Welcome to Jen's Cards. Today's video is going to be about creating a masculine card. We're going to start with an A2 card base, which is pre-folded. And to that, I'm going to place a piece of pattern paper that is wood grain on one side and has numbers on the other. Now the reason why the numbers run this way on the back side of the paper is because I wanted the wood to run this way down my card. You could also change that orientation if you so desire. This particular paper is from the Pinstripes collection from Echo Park Paper. And inside this paper pad, you can see all these rich colors and beautiful patterns. They have a little bit of a vintage vibe to them that you can use to create both cards for little boys as well as Father's Day cards. This card is going to have kind of a unique construction to it. We're going to use this diagonally striped pocket from Fancy Pants Designs, and in it we're going to add a stamped piece. So we're going to start by using a foam base so I can get a nice clear base when I stamp. Then I'm going to use some burgundy cardstock, and I'm going to use the smooth side because it is from Basil. And then I'm using this fun little eyeglass stamp from Echo Park. It's a 4x6 background stamp. And we're going to ink up the stamp with some Versamark ink. I'm going to place the stamp face up on my stamp pad. And I want to make sure that I ink that stamp with enough of the Versamark ink to really get the top half wet. Then again, place the smooth side down, and we're going to use the edges of this sheet of stamp to align all the edges of the sheet of cardstock. And then I'm using a brayer to push the cardstock into the design. There's a lot of different ways that you can stamp with background stamps. This is one of my favorite techniques. And the Versamark ink pad will create this fun design on the back. I've pre-cut the piece so that it will slide easily inside of the pocket. And I'm going to add adhesive just to the bottom edge. Now you want to make sure that you get it inside the pocket, and before you adhere it, place it onto your card so that you can perfectly center the design. To the edge, or rather the bottom of the pocket, I'm going to add some more pattern paper from that paper pad. It is Cars, and I love that it has this unusual yellow color that appears in it. On the other side is a constellation map. We'll place this along the bottom edge. Now the reason why I haven't adhered it down yet is I'm going to tie some ribbon around it. And I found this great burlap ribbon at Joann's. And so I bought a couple spools of it because I loved the texture in it, and we're just going to tie it into a knot, and then we can use our scissors to trim off any excess pieces. Now I'm ready to adhere the pocket to the page. If you are at all concerned about it sticking to your page, you may want to consider using some glue dots to help hold this heavier piece in place. Then, because we have some craft cardstock here, rather burlap colored, I'm going to use some craft colored photo corners. These are from Scrapbook Adhesives. Again, supplies are listed below, along with affiliate links that will link you directly to the shopping section. Inside of this particular pocket, straighten that out just a little bit, I want to add something a little bit different. And I'm going to take an American Crafts DIY tag, and it actually has this printing on it so that you can layer. If you don't have this tag, you could look for pattern paper or vintage dictionary paper that has this same feel. And we're going to place this on the right side of the paper. Then I'm going to use one of my favorite dies from Spellbinders, and it is a concentric circle die, and they're pinked circles. I want to show you some of the different sizes they come in, and you can see that I've used them a lot of different ways. This is one of their Nestabilities dies, but it is probably the most used die I have in my collection. I used this particular size to create a pinked circle from some Avriel pattern paper. It has a kind of apricot peach on the back, but we're going to use the yellow side. We're going to place that on the left side. Now once I start placing it down, I realize that I think I want to pop dot a little bit. because it's not sticking with the ribbon. So I'll just use some adhesive dots. These are from American Crafts, but you could use whichever ones you want. And I'll put one on the bottom and one on the top so that it goes above and below that ribbon. Then behind that, in the video that I showed last week, be sure to check it out, I used a craft leaf die. This leaf die is from Echo Park, and it was used, I used one of the craft leaves in the last video, but I had an extra one on my desk and I liked the look of craft on here. So I wanted to show you how you can use the same die for both a masculine as well as a feminine card. And I'm just using a glue pen to paint adhesive on the back of it. And then we'll just stick it right behind and let it fill up some of that visual space. Then to the center of this pink circle, I'm going to add some stickers. And these are again from the Pinstripes collection. And they're from the layered stickers. And you can see that I've cut them out directly from the paper backing because then I could kind of get a feel for placement. And I'm going to place this right in the center of my yellow pink circle. And I want to make sure the sentiment is running straight across. And you can see how great that looks with a pink circle inside a pink circle. And then to finish off the card, you know I love to add some enamel dots. So I'll add a few enamel dots to the card. And you could add some at the top if you want, but I'm going to keep it nice and simple. So here you have a card that uses some of the items that we used in last week's video, but I used them to make a masculine card. Be sure to shop the supplies below if you're interested in any of the products shown here, and take a moment to subscribe to my YouTube channel. For additional inspiration, visit jengallacher.com for workshops, printables, ebooks, and more.